All right, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. My name is Roman. I'm your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Shout out and round of applause for Helosia, for Exceptional Dia, Terry, JJ, Deer Bear. Welcome to the stream, guys. If you have any questions about Bitcoin as a beginner, I'm happy to help you. I'm happy to take the time during this broadcast to answer any of your questions. So don't be afraid. Ask your questions, and if you ask the question, you might not just be helping yourself, you're helping other people that maybe are too afraid to ask a question. So feel free to ask any questions. I'm here to help. Okay? All right. Let's go to the beginning of the actual show. All right? If you guys want to watch all the screens that we do, all the production on YouTube, you can go to stackbitcoinshow.com, where you'll be able to see the screenshots, the spreadsheets, the things that I'm referring to here during the show. But you don't have to go over there. I'm still gonna monitor the chat here in TikTok, and so we're dual streaming. We're dual streaming. What's up, Courtney? Welcome to the stream. Sam, Linux, welcome to the stream, and Marianne, welcome to the stream. There we go. Let's get the show kicked off by jumping into the first segment of the day, of course, and that is the Bitcoin strength. This is where we go and check out what Bitcoin is doing since the last time, which is yesterday. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $104,646.09. You can buy 955 Satoshis for a single dollar today. What is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. So when you see the price of Bitcoin at 104,000, don't be afraid. It doesn't mean you can't afford it anymore, right? Because you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin all at once. You don't have to save up to buy a Bitcoin. You save in Bitcoin, and that's the difference, okay? You save in Bitcoin, and any little fraction of value you set aside into Bitcoin is now shielded from inflation. It could be $1, it could be $10, it could be $100, $1,000, $10,000, $1 million. Whatever value you set aside and put into Bitcoin, that value is now separate and away from inflation. That means that the government money printing can't reduce the purchasing power of your savings anymore. Okay? That's why we save in Bitcoin. Keep it short and sweet. All right. Let's say you're walking down the street, minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day that penny can buy you 9 Satoshis, 9 fractions of a Bitcoin. When we started doing this show about 2 years ago now, 1 penny would buy us 40 Satoshis, okay? And $1 would buy us 4,000 Satoshis. Now, 1 penny only buys us 9 Satoshis, and $1 only buys us 956 Satoshis as of today, as of the price. What does that mean, though? What does that actually mean? It means that the value of the dollar is going down in terms of Bitcoin. So you need more dollars to buy the same amount of Bitcoin. That's why now you can only get 9 Satoshis for a penny, whereas before you could get 40 Satoshis for a penny. Okay? Now imagine if you had bought 40 Satoshis 2 years ago, right? Now, those 40 Satoshis translate to a lot more pennies, right? So by saving in Bitcoin, you're basically multiplying the purchasing power of your savings. What up, RS? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for saying hi. Welcome to the stream. All right. That is the Bitcoin strength. All right. Oh, the music's on. We're chilling over here, learning about Bitcoin. And yeah, slow and steady, growing our stack. Let's move on to the next segment of the day. We like to call the segment Why We Stack. Why do we save in Bitcoin? What's the big idea? What's the deal here? Why should we save in Bitcoin? What's up, Susu? Welcome to the stream. May Soon, welcome to the stream. Edward, welcome to the stream. Hope all is well. Thanks for tuning in. What's up, user39? Why should we save in Bitcoin? What are we doing here? Well, since it's Friday, we're going to do a short version because we have a lot of stuff to cover today and want to get to it. So, the real basic answer to why we save in Bitcoin, and you probably see me say this every single day if you watch the show every single day, right? It's simple. When you save in Bitcoin, it's like taking the value of your earnings and multiplying them over time. The longer you hold the Bitcoin that represents that time, the more it becomes, the more valuable it becomes, the more things you can purchase with it, the more the purchasing power grows. Saving in Bitcoin is like traveling back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold the Bitcoin that represents those hours. What's up, Tomato? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for waving hi. Boomers, what's up? Boomers Pete. But yeah, Boomers Pop, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's as simple as that. You buy the Bitcoin, you hold it like savings for long-term savings, and next thing you know, the value of your savings have doubled, have tripled, have quadrupled. The longer you hold it, the more it's worth. Because remember, what makes Bitcoin go up in value besides the demand for it is that the purchasing power of the dollar is going down. So when you measure it in terms of dollars, you lose purchasing power. You gain purchasing power when you measure it in terms of dollars, because dollars are always expanding, and as the dollars expand, each individual dollar is worth less and less. Okay, so that's what we do. I posted something recently on TikTok earlier today, kind of analyzing and going through and trying to describe what happens when you work and save in Bitcoin. What's up, Rich? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for the wave. What's up, Star? I see you in there. Welcome, Alicia, Honey, Larissa. Welcome to the stream. What's up, Ram? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, slow and steady. That the value of your work, even your salary, right, starts to lose against inflation. And what does that mean? Well, you're losing against inflation. It means that if you're not getting a pay raise every year that's at least 10%, the money you're earning for your job, you're actually getting paid less and less each year. You're getting a pay cut every year, because if you don't get an increase of at least 10%, you're losing to inflation, which means you're getting you're being paid less for the same work that you're doing, right? Every year over year, if you're not saving in Bitcoin. Even if you are saving in Bitcoin, your salary is still going down in terms of purchasing power every year. Round of applause from the live studio audience order for Pipeline Podcast on the YouTube channel. What's up, dude? Good to see you in here. Thanks for tuning in. All right. And to keep it all short and steady, that is exactly why we stack. That wraps up the why we stack segment. Now we have some cool stuff to talk about. I'm gonna show you guys some cool stuff. Let's get into the cool thing that happened today. Yesterday, no, not yesterday, but earlier in the week, we had a Pipeline Podcast. Can you confirm that the stream is okay? I think it's like glitching out or something. Dropped frames. What's going on over here? I hope my stream is okay on there it goes. Maybe? Okay. We'll keep it going. Let me know if it's glitchy, Pipeline. It looks like it's glitchy or something. Looks like it's freaking out. Hope it's okay. All right. One cool something that was gonna happen here on the show. One of the friends of the show, Carlos, he's been following the show for a while, and he's obviously a Bitcoin user, and he thought it'd be cool. He was gonna go on a trip, on a trip to the Amazon jungle, right? To the Amazon jungle, and right when I was getting ready for the show, I saw a message come through. Somebody did a donation, right, for the show, and I was like, "What? Somebody did a donation to the show? Who is that?" And I got a donation from Carlos, and the message is as follows. Yeah, he sent me 1,000 satoshis, so 0.00001 Bitcoin from the Amazon jungle. Look, it says from the Amazon jungle, DCA to BTC, dollar cost average into BTC. There it is. He sent me a donation from the Amazon jungle, guys. Where is it? I want to show you guys a message. Anyway, we're gonna add this with a special note to our tracking sheet for the donations that we get here on the show. That's so awesome. That's awesome. It's super nice. It's super nice. So what we'll do is we will add that to. I actually already added it to our spreadsheet, and we'll show that to you guys when we get to the stack recap. But that's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome that he took the time to do that for us. So I appreciate the donation, Carlos. Gracias. And stay safe. Safe travels out there. Watch out for those mosquitoes. I bet the Amazon to me sounds amazing. It sounds great. But then I think about all of the creatures that live there, all the mosquitoes and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know if I would go at this point in my life, but it's a young person's thing to go to the Amazon, I think, and explore. But anyway, hope you have a good time out there, Carlos, and thanks for the donation. The most unique donation we've gotten here on the show, which is all the way from the Amazon jungle, where you thought there wasn't internet access, but I don't know how he did it. Maybe he climbed up a tree or climbed up a giant mountain to get some cell reception to get us that 1,000 sat donation all the way from the Amazon. So that's pretty dang awesome. It's pretty dang awesome. Anyway, that is I'm so surprised. I'm just super excited and happy about it too. Anyway, that's a donation from the Amazon, and we have some really good news to share with you guys as well. And I'm really happy about this. Finally, since we're starting to do extra content on TikTok, and I'm trying to share and increase awareness of what a good opportunity Bitcoin is for like the savers. I think some people from TikTok are actually coming over to YouTube and subscribing, or something's happening. Like we're getting positive subscriptions now. It's been a while since our subscriber count grew. We were stuck at like 360 for a while. Then we finally got to 365, and then we got to 3, and then we came back down, and then we got to 367, and then came back down to 365. Anyway, our subscriber count is now finally made it to a brand new all-time high of 369 subscribers. I mean, the rate that the show is growing on YouTube is dismal, right? But it's growing slow and steady now. Okay, Harper, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. Also, Timoteo, what's up? Timoteo, Diana, Brownstown, what's up? Welcome to the stream. If you have any questions about Bitcoin or anything that I've said so far, please do put it in the comments, and I'll answer your question. Happily answer your question. Okay, but yeah, that's it. That's crazy, right? So we got a subscriber count all-time high on YouTube of 369 subs. Very nice, and making our way slow and steady, keeping it going. Right, we're gonna continue on our journey to stack a whole Bitcoin, and yeah, that is a recap. That's an update. Let's get into the other recap that we do here every weekday. That is. Let's jump into the stack recap. And if you're watching on TikTok, you want to watch the screen that I'm about to show on the show, you can go to stackbitcoinshow.com. It's going to take you to our live stream where you'll be able to see the actual spreadsheets that I'm talking about here, where you can see all of our purchases that we've done since May 22nd, 2023. We started saving in Bitcoin $5 a day, basically Monday through Friday. We replaced the Starbucks coffee that we're having every day with buying Bitcoin instead. And that has gotten us from about, let's start actually with 2025. Okay, in 2025 we started tracking from scratch as if we had just started with 0 Bitcoin. And so far in 2025 we purchased about $3,760 worth of Bitcoin, and that got us about 0.410 Bitcoin. The value of that Bitcoin today is about $4,302, so it's up about 14.44% based on the price of Bitcoin today. But since we're holding it and continuing to stack, that'll be a lot more in the future, right? In 2024, we tracked that year individually as well. We did it completely aside from everything else. And in 2024, we set aside $7,345 to save in Bitcoin. That got us about 0.122422 Bitcoin. And that Bitcoin today is worth about $12,000. So our savings just from 2024 grew 74% so far. It's pretty good, right? It's pretty amazing. Like, what other investment are you going to do that's going to return 75% in about a year? It's pretty wild. Okay. All right. We've been saving Bitcoin here on this show. I've been doing this show on YouTube since May 22nd, 2023. I just recently started doing a dual cast here on TikTok. So welcome if you're on TikTok. I hope you're enjoying the show so far. If you want to watch the full experience with the layouts and the spreadsheets that I'm referring to, you can go to stackbitcoinshow.com. That'll take you to our YouTube stream that's happening right now in parallel to this. All right. In 2022, again, we started with a $5 purchase. We bought 18,000 Satoshis. That's 0.0001 Bitcoin. Sorry, 0.00018 Bitcoin. That single buy that we did when we started the show is now worth about $18.87. So it went from $5 to $18.87. If you take that same idea and expand it daily, week daily, Monday through Friday, since then, we've accumulated about $569 worth of savings, and that bought us 0.27 Bitcoin. Today, that 0.27 Bitcoin is worth $28,000. Okay, so pretty much our savings have doubled, and we didn't have to do anything extra except for just buy the Bitcoin and take custody of the Bitcoin, right? You didn't have to do anything extra to earn an additional $14,000 worth of savings in our savings account. All we did, like I said, buy Bitcoin, take custody of the Bitcoin, and hold it, right? What's up, American Brit? Thanks for tuning in. Elliot Shots, thanks for tuning in. Enrique, welcome. Pat, welcome. Gap Claps, welcome. Henry, welcome. I'm glad. Hope everything is well. If you have any questions at any point, what's up, Ron? Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions at any point during the stream, Maribel, bienvenida, welcome. If you have any questions, ask in the comments. I'm happy to answer your questions for you. I know Bitcoin can feel a little bit complicated, and it almost seems like the stuff that I'm saying here is not real, but it's real. Okay. If you're watching on YouTube, if you've been watching me for the past couple of years, you've seen me. We started from scratch with 0 Bitcoin, made our way to 0.27 Bitcoin, not even a whole Bitcoin, guys. But the value of those savings has already doubled in 2 years. Okay. So the goal here is to save in Bitcoin with money that you don't need to use for the next 4 years. And in 4 years, any 4-year cycle, I mean, we're already in profits, right? But for the trajectory of Bitcoin, in the history of Bitcoin, anybody who's bought Bitcoin and held it for at least 4 years is in profits. They've gained. Okay. So when the price of Bitcoin drops, like it dropped a little today and yesterday, we don't get scared. We just buy more because we understand what it is. The thing that makes Bitcoin go up is the fact that they're printing more money, and the government continues to print money regardless of who's in office. And when they do that, they debase the money. They make the purchasing power of the dollar less. And when the purchasing power of the dollar goes down, the value of Bitcoin goes up because it takes more of the future weaker money to buy the same amount of Bitcoin. Okay. All right. So that is the stack recap. So in 2025, our average purchase price is $94,000. And since today, the price of Bitcoin is $104,000. Today, we're going to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. What's up? C. Womack, welcome to the stream. Randy, Erica, welcome to the stream. Any questions, guys? Just put it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys on TikTok. Okay. All right. So that is the stack recap. And now that we know how much Bitcoin we're going to buy, there's only one thing left to do. Let's do some purchasing. It's time to stack some Bitcoin. All right, we're about to buy $20 worth of Bitcoin live here during the stream. I'm gonna jump over on my app, the Strike app. If you're new to Bitcoin, trying to figure out how to do it, and you're watching on TikTok, go to my pinned videos. I have 3 videos. One video teaches you how to buy Bitcoin from scratch if you don't know how to do it. Second video explains to you how the money keeps you poor, how they use inflation to keep you working your whole life, and in the end have nothing. And the third video is telling you about our 100-day Bitcoin savings challenge, which is awesome. You should join us. We're on day 5, I think, and I'll be posting the purchase from day 5 later today. Okay. All right. So today we're gonna open up the Strike app. We're gonna hit the buy button. Boom. And then we're gonna hit $20. Key in $20, and now that we have the keyed in $20, we're gonna hit next and wait for the confirmation page. There's the confirmation page. We hit stop the music, start the drum roll, hit confirm, and there it is. We're buying $20 worth of Bitcoin today on the Stack Bitcoin show. There it is. Just like that, we've accumulated an additional 18,866 Satoshis to the stack. And just like that, we have increased the number of Satoshis in our possession. If you have any questions about anything I've said so far, please do put it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you and help you understand the value and the benefits of saving in Bitcoin. Okay. All right, let's jump over to the spreadsheet and put the information in for today's buy on the spreadsheet. Here we go. Let's see. We have today is May 30th, 2025. The price of Bitcoin we deserve today was $105,003.71. We bought $20 worth of Bitcoin, and we got 0.0001866 Bitcoin. And that is our stack for today. Little modest little stack, right? It's funny because like $20 right now is buying us 18,000 Satoshis. And 2 years ago, $5 bought us 18,000 Satoshis. So who knows how much we'll need to pay for 18,000 Satoshis 2 years from now or 4 years from now, right? It's that's kind of the magic of Bitcoin. All right, I'm gonna put this information into the spreadsheet for the whole lifespan of the show. If you're watching on TikTok and you want to see what I'm talking about, the spreadsheets that I'm referring to, you can go watch us live on YouTube. You can go to stackbitcoinshow.com and it'll show you the spreadsheet that I'm referring to now and the information that I'm putting in. If you want to start buying Bitcoin and track it like we track it here on the show, you also can get a copy of the spreadsheet. Go into the YouTube chat and type in !sheet SHEET. It'll give you access to this spreadsheet. You can look at my information and you can clone it and make your own version of this sheet. All right. What's up, Denise? Welcome to the stream. Suzanne, welcome to the stream. User61, welcome to the stream. Hope everything is good. What's up, Dave? Welcome. And Denise, welcome. All right, so here we go. We're gonna go to the full spreadsheet for the show. There it is. I forgot to switch the screens. I'm sorry, guys. There it is, the new entry. And there is the entry for the whole lifespan of the show so far, with our donations, our reclaimed Bitcoin, our 100-day Bitcoin challenges. So far, we have 0.37405172 Bitcoin for the Stack Bitcoin Show purse, the bag, on our way to one whole Bitcoin. Hopefully, we can document the process of buying one whole Bitcoin. That's the goal, and that would be amazing. All right, let's go over to the 100 days of stacking Bitcoin challenge. So far, we've done 4. We've done 4 days. Today I'm gonna do day 5 and add it to the spreadsheet. There's 96 days left in the challenge, and so far I've bought lines 49, 50, and 51, and 75. If you have any questions about the 100-day Bitcoin challenge over on TikTok, it's like the better version of the 100 envelopes challenge, guys. The 100 envelopes makes you stuff cash into envelopes, and that's so prehistoric, right? The 100-day Bitcoin savings challenge, you take the same value that you're setting aside into envelopes with paper bills, and you buy Bitcoin instead. And when you do that, 3 months down the road, the value of your Bitcoin is a lot more than what you would have had if you're saving in just cash. Okay. All right. So if you want to check that out, check out one of my pinned posts. It's called the best Bitcoin challenge or the best savings challenge. All right. So far we are on day 4, and that is the value. We've set aside $225 for the challenge, and since the Bitcoin has dropped since we started the challenge, our savings are down about 3.98%. So they're worth about $216. Okay. But I'm not even worried about it. What I'm doing now, when the price goes down, since I already started the challenge, is I buy the more expensive lines on days when the my Bitcoin average buy is down. That way, when it comes back, and those purchases, the bigger purchases, were done by buying cheaper Bitcoin, and it averages out to overall a better, lower entry. What's up, user? What's up, Martha? Welcome to the stream. Okay, so that is the recap for the whole show. That is the purchase. We've done everything we needed to do. I think that's all I needed to share with you guys. If you have any questions over on YouTube, type it into the chat. If you have any questions here on TikTok, do me a favor and ask away. I'm here. I'm trying to help. I'm happy to help. What's up, Maeve? Ali, welcome to the stream. Yeah, that is what we have here on the Stack Bitcoin show. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I'm here to help. And I think that's all I got. It's Friday, so I hope you guys have good plans for the weekend and able to enjoy yourselves, right? I guess the one thing we do need to cover before we go. What's up, Carl? Welcome to the stream. Round of applause from my live studio audience for Carl over on YouTube. And let's cover the heading of the show real quick before we sign off on YouTube. So my clickbaity title says, "Wait, don't buy that. Buy this instead." Right? Basically, the message for this episode is this weekend when you're out there spending money you don't really have, putting it on credit cards, right? Try not to spend that money. Don't buy stuff you don't need. Okay? And if you have the cash burning a hole in your pocket, buy Bitcoin instead. Okay? Buy Bitcoin with the money you don't need to be spending on things you don't really need. Okay? Don't buy that thing. Buy Bitcoin instead. Okay? That is my advice. Not financial advice, it's just a suggestion. That's what I would do. Yeah. All right, let's wrap up the show. Put on the closeout music. Let's go. And there it is, just like that. Another week of saving in Bitcoin regardless of the price. We DCA, we dollar cost average the Bitcoin Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join us. We are a beginner-friendly, family-friendly Bitcoin show. If you have any questions, let me know. Ask me anywhere in the chat, in the comments of this video. If you are afraid to watch Bitcoin content where people curse while your kids are in the room, this is the place. I don't curse on purpose, so you can watch this video regardless of who's around in the room. I want you to share this video. I want you to go and learn about Bitcoin and be successful. Okay? I'll see you guys next week on Monday. Have a great weekend. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Bye, guys. All right, we wrapped up the show on YouTube. Now let's wrap it up here on TikTok. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Pipeline Podcast, Carl Black. Let's go. Have a great weekend, guys. Later. Okay, I'm gonna end that.